The Motorola StarTAC. This is the very first flip phone ever made. I ran into this little nugget at a secondhand store while I was traveling for work, and I just couldn't resist. It has an expandable antenna. How cool is that? Yes, this thing is a real piece of history. Some of these are actually quite collector's items. It is unfortunately completely unusable in American markets as it uses 2G, which has been discontinued, but it's still just a fabulous piece of history, and I could not resist. So I figured we could look at it and talk about it together. Like I said, this is the world's very first model of flip phone. It released in North America on January 3rd, 1996, which really wasn't all that long ago, but at the same time, that was a long time ago. It had a release price of around $1,000, which is equivalent to around $2,000 in today's money. I paid $50 for it. This is quite a successful device too. It sold over 60 million units in its lifetime. That's pretty good. It's more than the GameCube sold. Later models of the StarTAC were released, including this rainbow-colored StarTAC, which was not supposed to release. One department in Motorola asked the higher-ups, "Hey, we have all this leftover colored plastic. Can we make this model?" And the higher-up said, "No." And the department in Motorola made it anyway. And so the higher-up said, "Well, since you've already made it, I guess we'll sell it." And it sold, and it became a classic. Actually using one of these in 2026 is basically impossible. You'd have to be in a region that still has 2G networks, like India, or maybe a few parts of Africa. I believe newer devices did come with the ability to take a SIM card and were unlocked, so those would theoretically be possible, but that's honestly more trouble than it's worth, so basically, this thing is no good as anything but a paperweight and a display of history. So without further ado, let's see if we can get this thing to power on. I am pretty sure this battery is no good, but along with this phone, I did happen to get a charger. Phone not included. Aww. So, we've got a desktop charger here. Also came with a car charger. Here's the power supply for the desktop deal. Boy, that is a chunk of a brick. We got Motorola Limited Warranty. Motorola Incorporated warrants this Motorola cellular accessory against defects in material and workmanship under normal use for 1 year for the date of original retail purchase. Not 100% certain, but if I were to guess, we are outside that warranty date. Copyright 2000. This charger is a little bit newer than the phone is. Plug the dingle in the dongle. Hey, we got a phone light. What was that beep? What was that beep for? Maybe I should have actually read the manual. And it is supposed to be red when it's charging the battery. I am almost certain this battery is shot, so it's probably this battery's dead. Interesting. See if the phone. I saw something very briefly. I saw a battery indicator very briefly. Look at that. Can you see that? Oh hey, and it turned red! It turned red like it's actually charging. Okay. I'm going to leave this for a little while and we'll come back to it. I can't believe it, but this battery might actually still have some life in it. It might not be the original battery, I guess, but man, I mean, this phone is from 1996. Lithium-ion batteries do not usually last that long. I wonder what happens when we hit the power button. Nothing. Absolutely nothing happens when we hit the power button. I don't know. I'll leave it alone. A new battery! I bought this under the assumption that that battery was bad. Charge battery 12 hours prior to initial use? What? By the way, ignore that laptop. It's a different video I'm working on. Oh, and that phone too. Well, I'm tired of waiting, so I'm gonna try taking this off the charger now. And yeah, maybe the battery is no good after all. I bought this new battery, and it is for a StarTAC, but you know what? I think this is for a different StarTAC model because... You see the problem there? It doesn't fit! It doesn't fit in the phone! That stops it, that plastic. Otherwise it would fit. That's the only thing stopping it. And it's only because of this plastic deal too. That's it. I was thinking I might be able to take it off. Honestly, I could probably just cut it. It was like $30, dang it. I'm gonna use it! Aha! Now that I've trimmed its toenails, let's see if it fits. Almost. Still got this corner nonsense stopping it. How about now? Not quite fitting. Why? Why would you sell me a StarTAC battery that doesn't fit in the StarTAC? Am I really disassembling a battery I just bought? Yes, I am. Is this a smart decision? No, it is not. Am I prepared to die in a house fire? No, I am not, but it might happen. Actually, you know what? Nah, forget that. I can't believe I bought a StarTAC battery that doesn't fit the StarTAC. I wonder if these little tabbies that lock it into place are too tall. You know what? That is actually a possibility, looking at this. Wait, that actually worked! It clicked! Buying strange batteries off the internet and carving them up with a knife sometimes does not result in your death. Now let's see if it'll charge. Yes! 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 Phone light! Let's go! Why is the light yellow? Well, I'm gonna let it do its thing, and we'll see if it works. I certainly hope it does. After all the blood, sweat, and tears I poured into carving it, I practically birthed this battery. What in the world? Now I can't get it out. What? It's stuck. Oh my. It did say charge battery 12 hours prior to initial use, and I wish it were not necessary, but we might just have to follow the instructions, unfortunately. Well, it's not quite been 12 hours, but it's been more than 8. I let it charge overnight. We didn't have this before, but it's blinking red on the back. I don't know what that means, if it's good or bad. Woo! We got a light! Yeah! NS probably means no signal, if I were to guess. And it's backlit. I did not realize the screen was backlit. I didn't know that. Oh, this is the volume control. Last 10 dialed. I'm gonna have to crop this video because it shows people's phone numbers, but the last dial was in 2005. In fact, it was 050505. That was before I was born. Wow, this guy didn't make a lot of phone calls. The previous 5 spanned the course of 3 months. This is so cool. So we got phone book, messaging. Let's see if there are any messages sent on this. Caller ID? No caller IDs. No voicemail. Shame. Man, if we could listen to voicemails from before I was born, that would be cool. There are messages. Reminder, your Alltel bill is due. Please make a payment by dialing pay from this phone. There is no charge for this text message. Launch browser. What? What could you have done on this browser? This is really cool. It's kind of a shame that this used only 2G and it's impossible to use now. If there was still a way to get this on a network and actually make phone calls with it, I would try to do that for this video because that would be really cool. This whole time I've still not even taken it off the charger just because I don't want to. I kind of want to take this to work and show the fellows at work. You can see it's kind of worn on this button. That was the way it shuts. A little plastic rim hits that and so it's worn away. So that's a little bit of a design flaw. This is really cool. Okay, it's still searching. Stop, boy. Timers. Tone control. Silent mode off. Well, that's cool. We'll play around with this more. I need to get to work. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this guy. Why did he turn off? Please don't tell me the battery's completely bad. It's brand new. Why? This is very disappointing, but either which way, I need to go to work, so I'm gonna leave this alone and we'll come back to it later. Alright, well, I left it charging all night and all day while I was at work today, and now it says that the phone and the battery that's 30 years old are both fully charged. Color me skeptical, but we'll see. No change on the phone. I wish I didn't unplug it when it actually was letting us roam around the menu and everything, and now we can't do it again. I'm glad I got it on video at least. Yep, instantly no life. That is a crying shame. Well, how about this bad boy? Yeah. Nothing from that either. I'm gonna have to see about getting my money back for that new battery, seeing as it doesn't work. Get out of there! Get out, you pest! Oh my, now it's stuck in the charger. Get out! My word. This battery is a royal pain in the rear. Charge up to 12 hours prior to initial use. Well, this thing has been charged significantly longer than that now, and it is no good. I am going to try this out of, vain desperation a little bit longer, but unless I actually get a successful attempt, then I'm not going to include it in the video. I've subjected y'all to enough of my failure. I'll show some clips of this phone in action so you can see more of the interface, and then I guess we'll close out.
In the 1990s and early 2000s, Motorola phones had a unique way of accessing test modes. To demonstrate this, I have here a Motorola StarTAC. The StarTAC first came out in 1996, and there were many different models over several years. The one I have here is, I believe, a StarTAC 80 from 1997. One of the surprising things about the StarTAC that I have here is the SIM card that it takes. This phone uses the largest possible SIM card size. I tried using these codes to activate the hidden engineering menu, but Motorola removed this ability from later firmware versions, which indicates that the firmware version in this StarTAC is just too new to use these codes.
Well, shucks, that sucks. It is a shame that even the new battery I bought online is shot. I have nothing more to say about this monstrosity. It's just a really cool decoration piece to have, and it's a really cool piece of history. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you didn't already know about the StarTAC, then now you do. Guys, I got it to work again. I don't know. It's possible that the charger is like a little finicky and it has to be plugged in a certain way, because I unplugged it and plugged it back in. This has been charging for like all day and all night. It's been charging a long time, but all I did was unplug it and plug it back in a couple times, and then when I plugged it back in, it came on with the light. Why aren't you talking to Chris? Great news! You now have text messaging on your phone. Receive 25 messages a month free and send messages for 10 cents each. Cool. I really wonder what you could have done on this browser. Okay, well, I guess there's not really anything that I didn't explore earlier. Either way, I'm glad I got it to turn on again, and now if it's not turning on, I'm just gonna unplug it and plug it back in until it works, because that's what I did here. I think I've done basically everything I can do in the menu. So with that being said, we'll pull it out of the charger one more time. Oh my word, it stayed on! Yes! Yes! Oh my word, it's a Christmas miracle! Hallelujah! She's alive! Yes! Well, there we go. This is the world's very first flip phone. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. This has been Old Tech Reviews with a Scatterbrained Zoomer. Tune in next time, and I'll see you around.